And here to hash out their coffee beef, joining us in the front row are the owners of Bikini Beans Espresso, Ben and Regina. Also joining us via Skype is Tempe City Councilman Kolby Granville. Welcome to all of you. Thanks for being with us. Now, Kolby, I want to start with you. I just want to get at the crux of your problem with this business and why you've been so upset.
And so my frustration is not with the business or the women that work there. My frustration is really just, I thought the trend was away from objectifying women. This, it was frustrating for me because it shows that the trend, at least in this instance, might be the opposite.
What would you guys say in terms of how do the women actually that are working there, how are they enjoying it? I mean, you had like 15 or 20 employees there.
Yeah. So our women love it. They constantly tell us that this is the best job they've ever had. It's a fun, exciting, friendly environment. And we also think that it's very empowering that these women feel confident enough to put on a bikini and stand behind what they look like. I think women are constantly being criticized for the way they look, and we criticize ourselves. So the fact that girls that work for Bikini Beans Espresso, they're able to put on a bikini and come to work and feel comfortable in their own skin, I think is very empowering.
Another question I have, and I think, Kolby, this might be part of your concern, is like young people and, like young girls getting this idea that this might be the thing to look forward to. And I know that you two as a couple, as a married couple, you actually have a daughter. So I got to ask Dad, Dad, when she turns 17 and is able to work and wants to put on a bikini and get out there and serve a cup of coffee, oh, look at her, she's so cute. Yes. Are you going to let her do that? Is this something you'll encourage, or?
Well, to answer your question, yes, I would encourage her to embrace all of her options, educate herself, and earn a competitive wage. And if she wants to stand behind a family business that she can be proud of, then that's her choice as well. I think what it comes down to here, it's a choice. And ultimately, we're going to leave that to her. But either way, we're going to support her 100%.
Doesn't it come down to this? If you're in a work environment where there's a shred of condescension and you almost feel like you don't have a choice, that should never exist. And I do think that there are plenty of establishments serving alcohol where it feels like a little bit of a just pure 100% objectification. And the one thing I would say is that the two of you do seem like, great business owners, very respectful, which I think is very important. Out of curiosity, is this your one spot, or is this something, because back to Kolby's point, and I'm sure this is true, Kolby, last thing you want to see is you're driving down, it's like there's one on every block like a Starbucks. Because, are there plans for expansion?
Absolutely. We absolutely have plans to expand in our company. We not only within the state of Arizona, but outside of Arizona.
The thing that I think is being missed in this conversation is how do you explain to a 9 or 10 or 15-year-old girl, look, you can make X amount of money with a master's degree in math, or you can go to Vegas and be a cocktail waitress and make more.
Well, both of those are legitimate occupations, though, Councilman. Absolutely. I mean, we can't knock the Vegas showgirl who puts all her time and energy into dancing in Vegas. I mean,
no, not a Vegas.
They're both viable.
But here's the thing: they're both viable jobs, and I think it's fair to say that any actor in the marketplace, whether it's a man or a woman, they choose where the most money is. And if there's more money in serving drinks, in the Bellagio, you should choose that. The frustration is not any of that. The frustration for me is, what does this really say about us as a society that you as an object are worth more than you as a person? And I think this is, at least I hope, this is an anomaly of what's otherwise been a 120-year trend of treating women as people and not seeing the object side as a value-added proposition.
Well, Kolby, thank you for joining us. Ben and Regina, thank you both very much for sharing your story.
Yeah, thank you.